Right. You know, just be ready. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is the morning grind, and I am so glad to be here. My name is Shane Wheeler. We're going to go around. We're going to take a quick poll to see what everyone is thankful for this morning. As you know, we start the show with 60 seconds of gratitude. We'll start out here with my guy, Josh Letzler.
I am thankful to be heading to the great state of Florida later today.
Oh, what's happening in Florida this weekend?
Well, there's a big matchup between Tennessee Volunteers and Florida Gators.
Nah.
Football Friday.
I'll be on there.
What's this? What do we have a standings update?
Ed can't count. He's just not doing a great job of counting.
Let's see, where's...
We might need to turn this over to a little more intelligent.
Well, I gave John... Didn't I give y'all the sheet yesterday?
Yeah, it was incorrect. Yeah. I calculated some of them and they were incorrect. Ed can't
Well,
count.
I feel like I couldn't see every single comment.
Oh man, we've got some drama here. So is there a question as to who's?
It's bullshit.
I think
Ed
Ed
doesn't know how to count.
I think Ed might be trying to cheat as well because he was in the top spot.
What did I miss?
So Ed missed every pick last week, but somehow is still number one in the standings.
Yeah.
Oh,
I only
good
missed
call.
one pick.
Did you just miss one? So you really did get them all.
Something's a little fishy about it. That's
Yeah,
all.
Ah.
I agree.
I got you.
What's fishy
I
about
think it needs to be turned over to a more individual with integrity and
Everybody can double check.
Man, I'll tell you what, it is getting. Tommy, you got a spicy situation on your hands here, brother.
Spicy.
You got some football Friday spice going on, man. You got to get this, much like the Titans, you got to get this ship straightened out here before we go any further into the season, man, or it's going to get ugly. May have to make a change at starter.
Might have to change.
They're blaming me because they can't pick well.
Oh, I understand. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to move on past Football Friday. We've got the rest of the week to get that figured out. But for right now, what we're going to talk about this morning is make your plans. So, how many of you have a written plan every year when you start the year out? And I ask that question like I do that and have done that every year of my life. But in fact, that is not true. So it's not like I'm trying to call you out for having not done something. But do any of you have a written plan, or do you make a written plan every year before you start the year?
We made vision boards.
Okay, so you made some vision boards to kind of get some idea of what you're wanting to attract in your life and so on and so forth. But have you made any written plans? Josh, have you made a written plan? No right or wrong answer, just wondering.
Just like goals, but no plan.
So you kind of
I guess if that even counts. Like,
kind of frame out your goals, kind of like you just, but not really a written plan. Ed, what about yourself? Have you ever
How
make a?
specific are we talking about written plan?
Well, first of all, have you done one? I mean, if you've not, then
I've done more so like Josh did. I have goals.
gotcha.
Does a daily plan count?
No, not for this exercise.
Yeah.
The daily plans that you make are going to be to execute on your overall plan for the year.
Yeah.
So no, not really. Josh, have you ever sat down and
not a yearly one though.
you'll kind of think to yourself, well, I'm going to go to school this year. I'm going to work in real estate this year, and you kind of frame it out and kind of okay, I got you. So one of the things that I would suggest that I want you to consider doing this year is, and this is the great time to do it. So we're coming up on, the fourth quarter of the year, and that October, November, December timeframe, as you guys know from just living and also having been adults in the workforce and in school, etc., you know that once you get into October, boy, I'll tell you what, if you think things move fast in the rest of the year, when you get into October, they move really fast, right? I mean, it just seems like one day it's the, UT Florida game, and then next thing you know, it's New Year's Eve. And it just goes like that.
Yep.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. The holidays and football and fall, days get shorter, all that kind of good stuff. So what I'm trying to tell you is next year is going to be here. next year is going to happen, and it's going to jump all over top of you if you don't make a plan before it gets here. Because once it gets here, then it's already past you. You ever heard the expression, when you see the bandwagon, it's too late? So once you're like, oh, there goes the bandwagon, you should have jumped on way before. So what I would tell you is, take some time in the next couple of weeks, make a goal for yourself for the month of September, and say, okay, I know that I'm going to be doing a certain number of things next year. So with a fair amount of certainty, what are some of the things that you think that you're going to be doing next year in business, in life, whatever it may be? What are the three top things that you know you're going to be spending your time working on, doing, etc. next year? And again, it can be anything. It can be any goals that you got, physical, family, business, whatever it may be. What are three things, Josh, specifically?
Put me on the spot there. Definitely.
I'll pick one. What's one activity in your life that you're going to be doing all next year that you feel really reasonably certain that you're going to be doing next year?
Just continue to get better in this industry and
So
learning more, closing more of my own.
working in real estate,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so if that's going to be one of those things that you're going to do for an entire 12 months, then what sense does it make to start that adventure with no plan? Like, then how do you expect it to turn out? I guess you'll just get whatever you get, right? I'm all about the present moment. I'm all about dealing with the facts on the ground. I'm all about dealing with what's happening right then, accepting all of the situation that's happening. But that's not the same as pointing out that if you don't make a plan, then you literally have no way to make any determination as to whether you hit the mark, didn't hit the mark, got better than you should have. You wouldn't even realize that if you got lucky and got something more than you deserve. You could be walking around thinking, well, I just struck out, or like whatever you're thinking, when in reality, if you would have made a plan, you'd be like, you know what? I planned for this, but I got these three other lucky bounces that happened. I got these three other transactions that added to my year and added to my bottom line that I didn't expect that. So you see how you go from feeling like, I wonder where I'm at with this whole situation, to I'm kind of luckier than most, right? And that starts to build on itself. Ed, what's 1 to 3 things that you're going to be involved in next year, just as a person on any level?
30, I say, generated, deals closed, getting more known as the inside sales manager for the GoodTimeTommy team, and I want to get more active in the community.
Okay, so first thing would be your overall goal for getting 30 transactions closed next year. So start there at the end and work back. So in the last part of September, start to work out an actual plan for how that's actually going to happen.
Right.
I don't know what the answer is for you, but make
It's
it.
like a follow-up plan, like on building relationships with people.
Make that plan, and then getting involved in the community. Then make a specific plan. Find organizations that you like, that you are passionate about, and make that plan to get involved in those organizations. If that's what you're telling me, then you can sit down and you can say, here's 3 organizations that I care about. One's got an art sale in March, one's got a walk on the Greenway in September. You can go ahead and plan those things out. Do this for me, because I want you to be involved in the community. And if you're telling me you want to be involved in the community, it shouldn't be hard to make a plan. There's no shortage of ways to get involved. So pick 3 dates on the calendar and go get involved in the community, okay? Josh, what's 1 to 3 things that you're going to be involved in next year?
I'll buy a house.
Going to buy a house. Okay. Now, so under the category buying a house, have you laid out a plan for what steps you need to take to be able to buy the house?
Yep.
What are some of the examples of parts of that plan?
Pay my taxes.
Pay my taxes. As your mortgage banker, I would tell you, good part of the plan.
Almost there, buddy.
Rid of all my debt.
Yeah. So get rid of debt,
Get rid of debt.
pay your taxes. What do you have a time frame when you're thinking about? So what's your plan for that?
Like next August.
Yeah, August. So just about 1 year from now.
About a year ago.
Gotcha.
About a year ago.
All right. So what I would tell you is
Some money, I guess.
save up some money.
That gets more money in my pocket.
So what else does that do for you, though? What else
Builds
does?
discipline.
And what else? If you've got that plan in place and you say to yourself, August, September, I'm going to buy a house, then to do that, I need to do these things. It adds a certain amount of meaning to your day-to-day plans.
Facts.
You were
Because I'll
talking
be
about
like-
your day-to-day plan.
Yeah, but I can't go buy, a stripper today or something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You've got this plan in place, and so then now when you're in September, October, November, you're thinking to yourself, okay, so what am I doing today, and is that on target with that plan or
Exactly.
not on target with that plan?
That would not be on target with the plan.
Well, you
mean,
got to have recreation, right? I mean, you
Might buy a
can't.
house.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe a cosigner.
Exactly.
You never know. Now that's the one thing I will leave you with. The thing that I will leave you with is making the plan is about intention, but then the thing about your plans, and you'll hear people say things like, show God your plan and watch Him laugh. Like there's this idea that you can't get so tied to that specific plan that you don't realize when things can change. So one thing I would tell you is make your plans, men. Make your plans. Make the plans that fit for your life that you want to try to do. Make them achievable, but a little bit out of your reach so that you have to stretch for them. Make those plans and do that now before you get into the year. Then as you're going throughout the year, realize plans can change. Things can come up. Roll with the punches. But if everything is in this sort of context of your overall plan, then you'll start to see that you're making progress. It gives meaning to your day-to-day, and it gives you ability to make a plan, see the plan, execute on it, and if you don't quite hit the target, you're going to get a whole lot closer if you have a great plan. Van, take us out.